Hey guys, welcome back to AB's Applied Engineering. In this video, you are going to see how the reinforcement of a one-way slab is arranged as per the guidelines of IS 456/2000. Before going ahead, I would like to inform you that the process of the arrangement of the reinforcement is a little bit confusing, but I have given my best to make it as simple, effective and informative as possible for you. Do let me know in the comment section how you felt about this video. Also, if you like my efforts, like this channel and subscribe to it. So without wasting much time, let's begin.
Hey friends, let's learn how the reinforcement of a one-way slab is arranged. Before going ahead, let's know what is a one-way slab. According to IS 456/2000, if the ratio of longer span to shorter span is greater than or equal to 2, then it is known as one-way slab and the main bars are along one direction. If the ratio is less than 2, then it is a two-way slab and main bars are provided in two directions. All these room slabs are one-way slabs, but for better understanding, let's take this part of the total slab. These are the beams supporting the slab. First, markings are made along the longer span and shorter span. The markings are at a distance of 7 inches from each other. Main bars are laid which are of 10 mm along this direction, which is the shorter span, as the bending moment is high in this direction. Alternately, arrows are marked which indicates that the reinforcement should pass through the beams and rest should go from top of the beam. Then, the distribution bars, which are of 8 mm dia, are led perpendicular to the main bars along the sides of the slab till a length of L/4 from the beams to where main bars are cranked. These form the top reinforcement. This is also marked by providing just 2 arrows of marking along the longer span, which indicates up to which length the distribution bars form the top reinforcement and the middle bars form the bottom reinforcement. Now, main bars are provided again alternately. This is how these bars form a mesh of the top reinforcement. From this view, you can clearly see how the main bars are arranged. After this is done, now it's turn for the distribution bars in the middle. These are laid in the middle along the markings and binded first to the main bar. Now, the main bars are cranked at an angle of 30 degree or 45 degree. The roll of bend near the support is to bear the negative bending moment and resist high shear force produced at the edge area or support. The cranking length is calculated by this formula. Crank length is equal to 0.42 d, where d is the clear height of the bar. Clear height of the bar is equal to thickness of slab minus top cover plus bottom cover minus diameter of the bar. Now, finally, tie bars are laid alternately between the crank bars. The tie bars also form the top reinforcement and are also L/4 from the support. These bars are laid as one whole rod beginning from crank of one slab to the crank of the connected slab. The distribution bars are cut with the hook length and they are bent. This bend is the anchorage. The anchorage value for a U-shaped hook shall be 16 times diameter of the bar as per IS 456/2000 clause 26.2.2.1b. The bottom distribution bars pass through the beams and are anchored. The distribution bars which form the top reinforcement are arranged alternately top and through the beams. This is done so that the hooks hold the beam alternately and safely transfer the loads to the beams. This is how the reinforcement are arranged for a one-way slab.
I hope you understood and liked the content of the video. Do subscribe to my channel and ring the bell icon to get the notification about the next video that is going to come. Thanks for watching AB's Applied Engineering.